Now before we start this video, I would like to state the fact that in the last video we talked about this, I did say that Hasbro should go this route, but you know. Welcome back to Radio Shack. As you know, or if you didn't know, I was a big fan of the Power Rangers movie of last year, and even though it wasn't received well by critics and didn't do that well at the box office, I was still hoping for a Power Rangers sequel just because I think it was, I think it was calling for a sequel. But with all that, I didn't think it was going to happen. And now that it's bought by Hasbro, we were expecting there was going to be another movie, and later on we did find out that they were going to do a future installment, and we didn't know whether or not it was going to be a reboot or a sequel. And then yesterday it was reported that Hasbro would quote-unquote work with a studio to develop a follow-up to the 2017 release. So this could be meaning we will actually be getting our sequel that we want. This is exciting news just because in that first movie you did a lot of great work, I thought. You showed the chemistry between the team, you built a great team, got to saw them discover their powers and work together. Not only that, you laid down the mythos of the Power Rangers, and not only that, you planted a seed of the Zeo crystals to potentially move on to Power Rangers Zeo, maybe. But not only that, you laid the seed and the groundwork for potentially going into Tommy Oliver's Evil Green Ranger storyline. It's a lot of things that you planted, so it pretty much was made for a sequel. But even though they said it's going to be a follow-up, it still raises a lot of questions. Like when you say you're going to be working with a studio, does that mean you're going back to Lionsgate, who gave us that first movie? Or are you going to be working with Paramount, who Hasbro works with a lot with Transformers and G.I. Joe, and All-Star Productions? Or are you going to go with a completely different studio? When you say follow-up, is it going to be a direct follow-up of everything we had in that first movie and just follow it up into a sequel? Are we going to do somewhat of a soft reboot where we just know what we had in that first movie and just amp it up in this sequel? Or are we going to do somewhat of a rebuquel, which is a reboot slash sequel where we keep the elements in the story that we had in that first movie but change up a couple things in this sequel and keep that story moving forward? I mean, we could have a somewhat of a Incredible Hulk situation where we have that story of what we had in that first movie. We can even go ahead and have the origin play out in the opening credits like the Incredible Hulk did, which I think would work perfectly. And we can get right into what the Power Rangers are, because I think, in my opinion, I think you can go the route of keeping the actors that you had, because I love the chemistry that you had between those actors and the characters that they had, and you just change some of the things around them. Like, you can change the costumes and make them look more like Power Rangers, because I think that's one of the things people weren't grasping with that. You can change the way the cinematography is, make it more bright and colorful. You can bring more of the Power Ranger-esque things into it, which is something we didn't get until the very end of that first movie. And amp it up and make it more Power Ranger-like. And not only that, since you're under Hasbro and you built that first story of hinting that Tommy Oliver was coming, what better way to start off your franchise now and bring in one of the most popular Rangers for all time, who would say is the face of the franchise. Like I said, this is very exciting. We got a lot to talk about in the future. We're definitely going to keep talking about this anytime news pops up. So, what do you think? How do you feel about Hasbro doing a follow-up to last year's Power Rangers movie? Are you excited? Are you not excited? Do you agree with my decision? Should they do sort of a rebuquel, or what do you think should happen in this follow-up? Comment below, join the conversation, and as always, enjoy my thoughts. Make sure you like, subscribe, and don't forget to power up that notification bell anytime you want to be notified when I upload a video. But My last video will be in the link in the description down below, and until my next video, I will see you later.